Hello, everyone, and welcome to another webinar by Royal Cyber. My name is Ali, and I'll be your host and one of the speakers for today. Now, some ground rules for a smoother experience before we begin. If you cannot see my screen or hear me properly, kindly notify me at the chat window located at the right side of the pan. During the presentation, you can post your questions and comments in the chat box anytime. Also, there will be a dedicated session for Q&A towards the end of this presentation. Your questions will be answered in the sequence in which they are received. Additionally, you can post your questions or write to us for a follow-up information on the email ID shown here, which is info@royalcyber.com. Finally, we would love to hear back from you about today's session by completing a short survey, which will be shared towards the tail end. Okay, so now in the next 30 to 45 minutes, we will discuss on how to implement API Connect on OpenShift and what are some of the best practices and proven strategies for the implementation of API Connect on OpenShift platform. Now that's me on the left-hand side, and I take care of the middleware practice. I'm the practice lead for middleware. And on my right side, is one of my great colleague and a knowledgeable speaker, Mr. Hosh Muhammad, who is an IBM technical lead at Royal Cyber, and he has a strong product background as well. Now let's discuss what we'd like to cover in the agenda today. We'll start off with the introductions, and then we will talk about, what is the introduction of OpenShift. We'll move forward with overview of an IBM API Connect version 10 and the installations on OpenShift platform. We'll talk about the best practices and benefits towards that. And then finally, at the end, we will talk about our Jumpstart offer, which is going to be really, really unique for our customers who are attending this webinar for the first time, or even for that matter, second or third time. And then at the end of the day, we will have, at the end of this webinar, we will have the question and answer session. Now, let's have a glance at Royal Cyber. We're a mid-sized IT consulting and digital transformation company specializing in services, solutions, and softwares. We have over 2,000 plus employees globally. Our headquarters is in Naperville, Illinois, and we have a global presence with offices in Canada, in the UK, Australia, and the Middle East. We do have multiple offshore development centers in India and other Asian countries. Our strategic partnership with several technology companies providing best of the breed software and solutions such as IBM, MuleSoft, Microsoft, SAP, etc., coupled with business agility and following the Sun delivery model makes a Royal Cyber unique choice for many customers globally. We have some of the awards and recognitions as well. We are ISO certified organization, 27001 2013 certified, and then some other prestigious awards as well. Now from here, I'm going to hand this over to my colleague, Mr. Hosh Muhammad, who will take this discussion forward and talk about in depth in the topic that we've showcased here. Over to you, Hosh. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you Ali. So here I will explain that what is OpenShift. So we will start with OpenShift and then we will explain also that what is the API Connect itself. So OpenShift is a containerized platform developed by Red Hat based on Kubernetes, which is an you all know that which is an open source container orchestration system. OpenShift provides a platform for developing, deploying, and managing containerized applications. So these are the few features that OpenShift includes. One is container orchestration, developer tools, source image technology, build and deployment, automation, service mesh integration, multi-cloud deployment, security features, and then scalability and high availability, monitoring and logging. So I will go one by one so that you can get a better idea about each feature that OpenShift provides. So first, container orche- orchestration. OpenShift in leverages Kubernetes to automate the deployment, scaling, and managing of containerized application. Kubernetes provide a robust and scalable orchestration framework for containers. Then developer tools, which OpenShift offers a set of developer tools to streamline application development and deployment that includes integrated development environments, IDs, source code management, continuous integration, and other developer centric feature. Source to image technology, which OpenShift also incorporates source to image technology, allowing developers to build container images directly from source code without requiring Docker files. This simplifies the process of containerization applications. Then at the fourth, build and deployment automation. OpenShift automates the build and deployment process, enabling continuous integration and continuous delivery workflows. This helps teams deliver software updates more efficiently. Then service mesh integration, OpenShift integrates with service machine technologies such as Issue to enhance communication, security, and observability between microservices within the application. Multi-cloud deployment. So we can say OpenShift supports multi-cloud environments and allowing applications to be deployed across various providers or on-premises infrastructure. This flexibility provides organization with the option to choose the most suitable deployment environment. Security features. OpenShift emphasize security by providing features such as role-based access control, container image scanning, and integrated security policies to protect applications and infrastructure. Operator framework is also one of the important feature where OpenShift introduced the concept of operation, which are software extensions that automate the management of applications and infrastructure. Operators enable more efficient application lifecycle management. Container registry is also one of the feature that is where OpenShift includes a built-in container registry where container images can be started, managed, and shared securely. Scalability and high availability, where OpenShift is designed for scalability and high availability, making it suitable for enterprise level deployments. It can automatically scale application based on demand and distribute workflows across a cluster of nodes. Monitoring and logging is also an important feature where OpenShift provides monitoring and logging tools to help administrators and developers gain insight into the health and give the performance metrics of application and infrastructure. So this is all about OpenShift, what OpenShift provide, what are the basic features of OpenShift. So hopefully you get a better idea about this. Then next is introduction to APIC. Once we have cleared the OpenShift, now using this slide we will explain you that what is APIC itself. So at high level, we can say API Connect is comprehensive management solution which manages the whole life cycle of API. That includes creating, running, managing, and securing APIs for a range of applications in a digital ecosystem. API also offers analytics and monitoring capabilities that allow businesses to gain overall insights of API usage. APIC will also provide performance metrics and user behavior, helping them make data driven decisions. We can also say API Connect also support multiple integrations options including REST, SOAP, GraphQL, WebSockets. So it will make it adaptable to different integration scenario. So these all are the high level means overview of IBM APIC. Through this slide, we will cover that what API Connect provides, means what are the functions we can say that API Connect provides, what you can do through this. So we will explain one by one. So using the API Connect, first you will create your APIC, means build, optimize and scale APIs quickly and easily. You can develop your APIs faster declaratively using less code and magic using a command line interface. You can also manage your APIs, means package your APIs, publish, promote, and reuse API across environment with full life cycle control throughout. Package APIs for specific consumer markets, provide governance and version control, and promote across different environments with subscriptions, monetization, and community management. You can also secure your APIs using IBM APIC that will help secure, control, and mediate access to APIs using O authorization, OpenID Connect, and third party services, and help protect endpoints with an enterprise grade API gateway. You can also socialize your APIs using the IBM API Connect that will empower API consumer with integrated portals to discover, taste, and consume APIs, building a digital brand and community. Enable application developer to easily discover and consume your APIs using sales, service portal, subscription tools, and forums so you can provide support to your growing community. You can also monetize your APIs. You can bundle your APIs into products and plan with monetization schemes that are built into those plans, thereby opening up digital revenue generation, revenue streams. You can also analyze your APIs using API Connect. This tooling in API Connect is to understand their API traffic pattern, latency, consumption, and move to make data driven insight into their API initiative. So these all about the functions that you can perform using the API Connect. You can create, manage, secure, socialize, monetize, and analyze your APIs through this tool. This is also the high level features API development, or we can say these are all the components that API Connect provide for the API development. You can quickly build, optimize, and scale APIs, develop APIs faster using less code. You need less code and manage using the command line interface. You can secure your API using the IBM Data Power as a secure gateway. You can use this component where you can secure, control, and log API traffic and interactions. Also, API Manager is also one of the important component of API Connect, where you can manage your APIs, govern version, and full control of your APIs. You have the option of testing your API using the API testing tooling. Then developer portal, where you can expose your APIs to the external developers or internal developer within the organizations. So these are the they can developer tooling, means you have the developer toolkit, you have the CLI tool, integrated testing tool. So means these are the different features, or we can say the tools available in API Connect that you can use based on your requirement. Moving to the next slide, this is also the components. This is high level, that what are the components, just like command line interface, local toolkit. Then there is heavy concept of YML, XML file, developer portal. We have already explained why we are using developer portal to expose our APIs to the external and internal developer. API manager is there. Then for secure gateway, we use IBM Data Power. You can see at the bottom there are clouds. Gateway can be on the cloud or on-prem. You can use means hybrid environment as well. So this is all about that what API Connect is offering. So flow diagram of installing IBM APIC. Until now, you have covered what are the features available in API Connect, what are the components in API Connect, what is OpenShift, what are the benefits of OpenShift, and what is the API Connect itself. Now, using this slide, we will try to understand that what are the basic steps that you need to perform in order to set up the APIC on your environment. In your environment, how to set up that APIC. So we will cover here. So these are the high level steps that you need to perform in order to set up the APIC on OpenShift. We will give more details in the later slides, but these are the high level six steps. In the first step, you need to create namespaces or a namespace for API Connect. Means creating namespaces for API Connect. This step is important for organizing and managing our subsystem effectively. You have the flexibility to either create a separate namespace for each subsystem, providing a structured approach, or you can opt for a single namespace to streamline the deployment of all subsystems. In the next step, creating a registry secret in the namespace, where you can where we need to create a registry secret in the namespace where our subsystem will be deployed. The secret is a key component for securely accessing container registries, allowing for streamlined integration and secure distribution of your containerized application. The third step is installing and configuring Tiller. So you need to install and configure Tiller. In this step, you have the flexibility to configure Tiller either globally on the cluster or scope to a single namespace. And in the installing and configuring Tiller, you have the means these are the sub steps. What are the steps you need to perform in order to install and configure Tiller? You need to update the deployment Tiller. You need to modify it to match the deployment Tiller YML. At the fourth step is assigning security context constraint permission to service account, where we can assign permission to service account. Keep in mind that the commands will vary based on your namespace configuration and permission levels. At the step 5, we need to consider the security context constraint depending on whether the default SSC installed as part of OpenShift has been modified. We will explore more about that. We can assign user IDs, access, and so on. And the final step is install the subsystems. Following that, instruction for installing API Connect on Kubernetes. Let us bring it all together by installing the subsystem following the instruction for API Connect on Kubernetes. A key detail here is to set the ingress type to route for each subsystem. As an example, we will demonstrate the command apicup subsystem set sub underscore sys ingress type route. So this is the important and crucial step for routing external traffic to your API Connect subsystems. So these are the high level steps that you need to perform to install and configure API-C on OpenShift platform. As you all know that API-C cannot only be installed on OpenShift platform, but you can also means set up the API Connect on the VMware setup. So these we have provided more slides to gain an idea the details of each such step. What are we have already explained at the highest level on the first slide. So these are the means more details about these steps, but that what are the commands, what links you can follow, and this is all about. Now these are the best practices that IBM API-C provides that you can follow in order to standardization. You can follow these steps for the best practices. One is containerization. So we can use containerization to package API-C component like the gateway into Docker container for easily deployment and scaling. The high availability, you can follow this best practice where you can deploy API-C in a high availability configuration to ensure resilience and minimize downtime. Utilize OpenShift features. We can use stateful sets for HA deployment, resource allocation, where we can allocate appropriate CPU and memory resources to each API-C component based on workload and expected traffic that we are expecting the traffic on our within our organization. We can monitor resource utilization, adjust as needed, means allocate the resources based on the traffic that we are expecting. More about the best practices. One is persistent storage, where you can utilize persistent volume claims to manage persistent storage for API's components, ensuring data integrity, particularly for critical elements like database, security and compliance. Adhere to security based practices in OpenShift and APIC to guarantee data protection and regulatory compliance, monitoring and logging. Implement Prometheus or Grafana, means different tools you can use for monitoring APIC health and performance, and establish centralized logging for streamlined troubleshooting and auditing. Performance tuning, you can optimize APIC component for improved performance, tailoring configuration to meet the specific requirement of your use case. So these all are the best practices that you can follow. After the best practices, these are the basic benefits. What benefits that APIC offers to you? So we will cover these benefits. One is scalability. So with Red Hat OpenShift, IBM APIC effortlessly scale to thousands of instances across hundreds of nodes, ensuring seamless growth and performance. Flexibility. Red Hat OpenShift provides unparalleled flexibility, simplifying hybrid infrastructure deployment and maintenance. You can choose between fully managed or self-managed services, accommodated accommodating on premises, cloud, or hybrid options. Then is open source. Embrace the power of open source with Red Hat OpenShift, integrating CNCF certified container and Kubernetes orchestration along with various other open source technologies. Portability of containers. You can ensure seamless portability from development workstation to Red Hat OpenShift production environment with container images constructor on the OCI industry standard regenerate. So this is all about the technical aspect that what we have covered in these technical slides. We have explained you that what are the benefits of OpenShift, what are the benefits of IBM APIC, how to set up IBM APIC on the OpenShift. We have also provided you the details commands and the functions of each command. We have also explained you the best practices, the that you can follow in this environment, in APIC environment. We have also told you about benefits that APIC and OpenShift offers to you. Now I would like to hand over the mic back to my partner Ali, who will provide further insights. Thank you very much, and over to you, Ali. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hosh, for this wonderful insights that you have given in this presentation. Now, guys, as we discussed earlier, we have a jumpstart offer for you, which is an exclusive webinar offer. And in this webinar offer, what we are going to offer to you is that we can do an assessment scope where we can identify the use cases and build a scope around it. We can review the integrations and customizations as well. And then, as part of our deliverable, what we will do is we will create an assessment report which will cover a proposed solution, projected return on investment, a complete implementation plan that includes the timelines as well as the cost of this implementation. Alternatively, we'll have another plan, which is a jumpstart package that includes a complete stakeholder introduction, use case finalization, cadence, pilot use case implementation, documentation, knowledge transfer, services and support option, which will be estimated at about 4 to 6 weeks at a discounted price. Now, you can quickly sign up on that and let us take you through all of this implementation ourselves. We'll sit down with you guys, work together, and give it to you. The implementation of API Connect on an OpenShift platform. You can also write to us in an email as well, info@royalcyber.com, and do mention about this webinar. Um, and we will be happy to take on the discussion forward with you guys. Now, as we are entering into our last part of conversation, that is the question and answer session, and without the delay further, we would like to really start getting into the questions that you guys have asked in the order that they are received. So let's just go through those questions.